Greetings to investors, students, investors, faculty, and investors. I am honored to welcome you all to this State of the University address. My name is Andrew D. Martin, but students prefer to call me Dr. D. As the Chancellor of Washington University in St. Louis, I am excited to present today on some of the most exciting things happening at the university. After a year that has certainly been difficult for all of us in many ways, I am overjoyed to say that this has been a remarkable start to 2025. From our financial decision-making, to the political climate on campus, and even to the student body's perception of the administration, we've made significant strides to making people think about the spring 2024 semester as little as possible. We feel confident that with time, this effort will become ever easier. I'm also excited to share some progress that we've been making on some of our longer-term projects that are reaching the greater St. Louis community. Our commitment to the entire St. Louis community and the region remains steadfast, which is why even in its shortened form, the name of our institution still specifies that we are WashU in St. Louis. Or we don't have to include that part at the end anymore? Can we get a check on that, please? It's just WashU now. Okay. Community projects are happening, and we are doing them. Without further ado, I welcome you all to sit back, relax, and enjoy this year's State of the University. Andrew Martin, State of the University. One of the university's major announcements last semester was our plan to build a new Arts and Sciences building to the west of Olin Library. Riney Hall will stand triumphantly on what is currently the easternmost side of Mudfield. I'm happy to announce that what used to be green space will now be home to a trustee-funded achievement of modern architecture. The response on social media so far from our WashU community has been stellar. Matt on Instagram says, "Awful. The best part about WashU was how freeing it felt to walk through campus and the trees. 63 likes." I agree, Matt. The best part of campus certainly was getting to walk through the extensive green space. But now I hope you're as excited as I am to venture into this brave new world together. Michael on LinkedIn says, "Well done. 0 likes." Thank you, Michael. I think so too. Andrew on Instagram says, "These renders literally do not match. The view shown in the first image could not exist if the building is placed like it is in the fourth." 26 likes. Interesting point, Andrew. Is that true? Can somebody check on that, please? Can we just verify if that's thank you. Thanks. We're looking into it, Andrew. Tiffany on Instagram says, "Please pick a new location. WashU looks so pretty with Mudfield and all the grass and trees by Olin Library and Graham Chapel. That area is so lively whenever the weather is nice." 10 likes. Thank you for your input, Tiffany. Finally, I wanted to end with one of our most inspiring comments that we've received so far. Elise on Instagram says, "What a terrible place to..." Can we get somebody to check these comments, please? I think that I don't really understand. Why are we talking about these? Finally, I wanted to end with one of our most inspiring comments we've received so far. This one from @WashUArtsci on Instagram. Heart emoji, house emoji, hands emoji. Thank you, WashUArtsci. We always love getting the input of our wonderful WashU community. Over the past year, WashU students have been particularly politically active, with the pro-Palestinian protest on April 27th of last year being the biggest protest event. We here at WashU support and protect free speech, which is why I have been mortified to see members of Student Union, HuffPost, the Middle Eastern Studies Association, the American Friends Service Committee, and many others questioning WUPD's use of force to dispel the protest by pointing to certain video evidence of an observer being beaten to the point of needing hospitalization. Simply outrageous. I will reiterate here the statement that I gave in a joint session of Student Union on September 10th of last year. To assert that there was police brutality, or that those individuals, I think the language that you used was to beat someone close to death, simply isn't true, and that's not what occurred. I hope that the entire WashU community knows that WUPD would never engage in such behavior. And once again, we support and protect free speech. And in other news, take a look at our WUPD dogs! With that depressing topic out of the way, let's continue with the address. This year, I'm delighted to share with you all a little bit more about what I do every day as Chancellor of Washington University. Come with me, and let's assess the state of the university together. Here we are in the East End garage, bright and early in the morning, just getting into work. I have my own reserved spot, which is pretty nice. Oh, there's my mobile. Yep, it's pretty nice. Get to use that every now and then. And okay, here we are. We made it. Here bright and early. It's a really nice elevator. It's yeah. Can smell of morning air. It's really nice. And here we are. This building right here is important to me. Brookings Hall. My office is just on the other side of this wall right here. Sometimes students will gather out here in the quad and protest fossil fuels or something like that, but with these bricks, can't hear a thing in there. The Chancellorship at WashU has been home to a variety of diverse perspectives, all working to lead this institution to greatness. I'm confident that the Chancellorship here at WashU will hold diverse perspectives for many centuries to come. And perhaps my great-great-grandchildren will be able to witness the very first Chancellor of Washington University in St. Louis who isn't a white man. My heart soars at the possibility.
Andrew Martin, State of the University.
And now, onto the topic of college rankings, specifically the annual list compiled by U.S. News & World Report. In 2023, we were mortified here at WashU to see that we had dropped 9 places from 15th to 24th. We simply had to stop talking as much about college rankings while promoting our university. But in 2024, the tide seemed to finally turn. We climbed 3 places, getting to 21st in the nation. With that, we're happy to announce that college rankings are back, and in a big way. We are confident that U.S. News & World Report will continue improving their metric so that it reflects reality. which eventually will place WashU above all the rest. Next, I have some wonderful news to share with you all with regards to the faculty at WashU. Of the hundreds of tenured faculty we have here at Washington University in St. Louis, only 2 are publicly known to have allegations of sexual assault against them. We are delighted to share this number with you, and even more delighted to share that we have only had to stop 1 of those professors from teaching. Regardless, I'm sure that we are going to continue taking sexual assault very seriously here at WashU. That we'll continue with the investigations, etc., etc. I'm sure it'll all get straightened out pretty soon. But in the meantime, the one professor who's continuing to teach is teaching here in Olin Business School. Speaking of Olin, welcome, my friends, to Bauer Hall. Bauer Hall is the crown jewel of Olin Business School, where students try to convince themselves that maybe late-stage capitalism is a good thing. We caught up with a few students to ask them some questions about their experiences at Olin. We're happy to share their testimonies here. My name's Colby, and I'm a finance major at Olin. Hi, I'm Monty, and I'm a finance major here at Olin. Hi, my name is Gene, and I'm a marketing major here at Olin. Within the first week of classes, I think, as a first-year student, I was able to start a podcast. We're still going strong. We have 2 episodes a week. It's called Monty's Moneymakers, and yeah, I know, thank you, it is a great name, thank you. To tell you the truth, I didn't really fashion myself as much of a business student for a long time. I was actually a philosophy major first, and after a few semesters of that, and just a lot of family members and things talking to me about how it wasn't marketable enough, and like the whole, what's the difference between a philosophy degree and a pizza can feed a family of 4. I've heard it all, really. But then I just decided, out of spite, to switch into a marketing major. I'm not super passionate about it, to be honest. Knowing that I'm going to be graduating soon with this WashU degree, I think it really is just so exciting. For sure, my degree is going to help in the future, like getting a job, and if I end up having kids in the future or something, then hopefully I can help provide for them and give them a world-class education like I've been able to have. Maybe the world won't have changed by the time I have kids, and they will also end up feeling the pressure to be constantly marketable. And so, all I'm really doing is perpetuating the cycle to some degree of people needing to go into the business world. But maybe not. It might not happen. Here we are in Knight Hall, one of my favorite places on campus. Here, at the confluence of research excellence and corporate competition, the future of our institution, of our country, and of our world begins to take shape. While we're here, I wanted to take some time to respond to an opinion piece written in Student Life by Nick Dolan, a second-year PhD student here in English and American literature. In response to my own opinion piece that I wrote last year in The Hill, Nick called my statements morally unserious, disingenuous, and cruel. He even called me personally cynical for my statement that university chancellors don't have the power to meaningfully affect the course of, say, the war in Gaza. In response, all I can say is, Nick, it's obvious to me you just aren't a political scientist. Evidently, you aren't aware of the fact that protest movements led by students, faculty, and the general public in all of US history have never made a positive impact on the course of politics either domestically or internationally. Besides, as our chief investment officer, Scott Wilson, has said, we don't have any direct investments in Boeing. What more do you expect us to do?
Andrew Martin, State of the University.
Heading to lunch right now. Heading to the Loop. It's one of my favorite spots on the Loop. Nudo House. On the way, we should be able to see quite a few different properties. The WashU actually happens to own on the Loop. That one. That one. Oh yeah, all these. And fun fact about when WashU owns the properties, don't have to pay taxes on them. So that's nice. That's a nice bonus for sure. Gonna be paying for this meal with the bare bucks of the real world. My debit card. Nudo House was closed, but it's okay. There are lovely options all along the Loop, and so we're gonna be heading to Euro Grill. So Euro Grill was closed as well, so here we are in BD, where I got this lovely serving, and then the two other highlights are this apple and the milk. I'm sure it'll be fantastic. Wow. Thank you all so much for coming with me on this year's State of the University address. As a university community, as a country, and as a species, we are forever on the leading edge of progress, innovation, and industry. I assure you, the state of Washington University in St. Louis is strong. Problems exist in the world. Solutions exist here at WashU. I encourage you all, have a fantastic rest of your 2025.
Andrew